This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Marvel Legends Deadpool Corp box set. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figures are showcased in a large-scale window box packaging, with the Deadpool Corp emblem at the center. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images and panels showcasing all three members of the Corps. So with the box out of the way, let's crack these figures open and see what we have inside. And here's the Deadpool Corp out of the box. And man, this is a really wicked and fun set. I love the new Deadpool figure we're getting, and I really dig the scooter. But the highlights for me are definitely Dogpool and Squirrelpool. I can't believe we're actually getting them in the Marvel Legends line. That's pretty crazy, and I absolutely dig it. But before we take a closer look at all of these figures, let's take a closer look at their accessories. So we don't get a ton of accessories, but we do get some pretty cool stuff here. So we have an extra head sculpt for a Bob the Hydra soldier, a knife, a sticker sheet for the scooter, and 2 katanas. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at the Deadpool Corp. Alright, so I want to start off by showing off this guy first. Now this is Squirrelpool. Oh man, it's crazy because we officially have a Marvel Legends Squirrelpool. That's something I honestly never thought we would get. But dude, this is rad. Just a nice fluffy tail, whatnot. The sculpt looks fantastic. You got that peg right there and whatnot. You got the katanas on the back. Those are non-removable. But dude, this is rad. You got the little head with the mask on there. That's so awesome, dude. The head actually does rotate, so you can kind of move that around a little bit. So you got a little bit of articulation in there. Not a whole lot, but that's actually really cool that we have Squirrelpool. We're kind of really rounding out the whole Deadpool core there, so that's awesome. We also have Dogpool. I love the way Dogpool came out. I just think this looks fantastic. The sculpt is fantastic. Got a little dog tag right there and whatnot. The face and the head looks great with the mask. Love the two-toning of the helmet with that darker red. Looks really good. That looks awesome, man. I love that. Nice little fluffy tail right there. And a big butthole. That doubles as a peg hole. What an awkward place to put that. It's so fitting, but whatever. That's really rad, but I love this little thing so much. So we do got some articulation here, so the head does rotate left and right like so. You can swivel both arms just like that, so you can maneuver those around, and he does rotate at the waist, so that's pretty cool too, that we get articulation even in these little guys, so very awesome. Now, one thing that's really cool is that we get a Bob head sculpt. That's hilarious and amazing. I love the way that looks, and when that big smile, the big eyes, all just looks fantastic. Now, again, I'm not a big Marvel Legends collector, and sadly, I don't own a Hydra agent to put this head on. So, because this is Deadpool's best friend, it looks like I'm gonna have to go out and hunt me down a Hydra soldier for just specifically for this head, because I gotta have a Bob right on the back of the scooter with Deadpool, because man, that's perfect, and I love that they included this. So just an awesome addition. Okay, so now we actually have this sticker sheet right here, which is pretty cool. This is for the scooter and whatnot. I like these a ton. You got Merc for money and how's my driving, Bob equals BFF and whatnot. You got a little Deadpool, little poo logo right now. I break for tacos. All these really cool little decals, little bullet holes and what do you call it? Bandages and things like that. Dog on board. Save the rhinos, but the head of that is actually from the Rhino Bath from Marvel Legends. I think that's pretty cool. Pineapple Surprise, McCoy Manure. These are the old school X-Men logo. I think that's great. The little family stick people, these awesome, and the claws and whatnot. These are all really, really cool. I don't know if I'll be using these quite yet, honestly. I prefer the clean look for the scooter. That's just me, but I mean, it totally makes sense to have this thing all decoed out with this stuff for Deadpool. So I might use some, I might use all of them. I don't know yet, but for right now, I really like the clean look. So let's take a look at the scooter itself now. So the scooter itself is pretty dope. I like this. It's a fairly hollow plastic, but I really like the way it comes out with the silver. It looks really, really nice. All this looks really good. The sculpting right there. I might paint this silver. I feel like that should be silver too. But the nice tail light looks really awesome. Got a nice paint detail for that. Nice silver pipes going up right there. All looks really nice. Like that a ton. Got these nice rear view mirrors and whatnot. I'm not a big fan of the silver that they use for certain areas like that. I might paint these. It's not terrible, but I kind of just wanted a little more metallic, so I might paint that myself. I love the sculpted Deadpool logo on there. I think that's awesome. That's really, really cool. The little horn is a separate piece, so you have to attach that, so you can actually get Deadpool to hold it in his hand, or you just clip it onto either side of the handlebars like so. So I think it works out really great. Nice rubber tires for this, so it does spin independently both wheel. That's really cool. And then we do get a kickstand to hold the thing up if you want to do so like that. So that's really, really cool. Very nice piece. I like this a ton. This is something that's super Deadpool, so I'm really excited about this piece. And here's the actual Deadpool figure that we get with the set. Now, I like this a ton, and again, I'm a sucker for Deadpool figures. I don't really do a whole ton of Marvel Legends, like I've said many times in my different videos, but I love Deadpool Legends figures, especially everything that Hasbro's been doing as of late. They are just killing it with Deadpool figures, and there's still a ton more I want, especially a black suit, Weapon X version of Deadpool, I think would be rad. Just a ton of stuff, the purple suit, the orange suit, all those different types of Deadpools and whatnot. And yeah, man, I hope we do a lot more. And after this, I think to complete our core, we need a kid pool, right? With the lightsaber katanas and things like that. I think it would be awesome. But anyways, back to this guy. I think this looks awesome. I love the new head sculpt. I think the head sculpt looks great right there with the really bugged out eyes. And you can see his expression kind of like yelling through the mask. I just think looks awesome. This is, I believe, the Bucky Cap body that we've seen a lot of times before. Looks really, really good. And then we do get the harness from the earlier Hasbro Marvel Legends Deadpool figures, which I wasn't a fan of those particular Deadpool figures, but I'm glad they utilized this harness because this kind of reminds me of certain Deadpool designs from like the comic books that I really enjoyed. So it's cool to get a modern Deadpool with that specific harness and whatnot. It looks really, really good. The Deadpool logo right there on the belt with the pouches, all looks great. When in doubt, pinky out because he's classy. I love that a ton. They got the wrist guards and whatnot. All looks really, really nice. The boots all look fantastic. We got the buckles there, we got the knife in there, and then this katana's in the back. These can detach from the harness, which is really nice. I like that a ton. And these are the same katanas we've seen many times before. We just got them in gold this time. Same thing with the knife, got it in black and gold. We've seen this with other Deadpool figures, and I believe it was Paladin, the Paladin figure that had the black and gold knife before, right? So I think we've seen that before too, so very cool. So a lot of these parts are similar to this guy right here with things like the wrist guards and whatnot. The body itself, I believe, is the exact same thing. Same thing with the boots. The boots are actually the same thing, just with different paint apps and whatnot. But still a lot of good things here, and I love the brightness of the red. Now, I know some people like the darker red used on that Juggernaut Wave Deadpool like that. I like that too, it's okay. I prefer this brighter red Deadpool. It just reminds me more of the comic books, which I love a ton more. So this is a really awesome figure, and really excited about that new head sculpt. Okay, so let's run down his articulation. So the head's on a ball joint, doesn't really roll around, but it does turn left and right. Looks all the way up with that disc hinge like so, all the way down like that. Arms can go up and out about that far. Rotation on that ball peg as well as rotation at the bicep. Double jointed elbows, which look very, very nice. Rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get ab crunch. That crunches forward about that much, like so. Back about that far. Swivel at the waist, just like so. We got hip joints that kick forward and up about that far. Back, not so much. Candidate splits about that far, wish it was a little more, but that's not terrible. Rotation in that upper thigh. We got double jointed knees. We got rotation at the boot. Ankles go up and down, do not swivel, but they do have a really wicked ankle rocker, so this is really neat. I love this figure a ton. Now, it is kind of tricky getting him on the scooter a bit, especially trying to get him like to sit down and then like have his feet in the peg holes and whatnot. It's a kind of a pain in the butt. So you can see, you can try and get the hands on like so, and then get the other hand on there and like, you know, like there we go, and then get that seated like that. Get his butt actually on the seat, which is tricky. Then trying to get the peg holes in the heel. It's kind of a pain in the butt. And you can kind of do, you can get him on there just fine and whatnot. Nothing's gonna be flush, I'm telling you that right now. Like his butt won't be perfectly on the seat, his feet won't be perfectly on the pegs and whatnot, and then having to get like things like dog pool, so we'll get dog pool on there, put him on that peg like so, which is really rad. And he fell, no. A little butt peg right there, like that, and then we get him on like so, and then we can get squirrel pool and peg him onto dog pool like that. So there you go. That's awesome, dude. I love this set so much. It's such a cool thing to add to our Legends Deadpool collection, which I'm a big fan of all of these modern Legends Deadpool figures. This is such a rad set, and if you're a Deadpool fan and just want something that's really fun, I'm all for fun toys, and this is definitely it. So I think he is absolutely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here is Deadpool standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. Also for comparison, here is Deadpool standing next to several other Marvel Legends Deadpool figures from my collection. And for even more comparison, here is the entire Marvel Legends Deadpool Corp minus Kidpool. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Marvel Legends Deadpool Corp box set. Now overall, I just think this is a really fun set from Hasbro. I love the new Deadpool figure with that new head sculpt and the old school harness. The red that they chose to use for him is just perfect. I think the scooter is a ton of fun, even though I wish the silver was a little more vibrant. It is a little awkward sitting Deadpool on the scooter, actually a little more flush, but overall it's still really cool. The dog pool and squirrel pool are definitely the home runs of this set. It is so wild to me that we actually have those two characters in Marvel Legends form. That's pretty awesome. So hopefully soon we can get that kid pool and have the entire team. So I give this set a rating of 4 bat bombs out of 5. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.